two very popular clubs. This is going to be very similar. I felt great. This feels a lot better than what I remember. You know, there's not a lot in it, is there? Both very, very good irons. So in conclusion, guys, today we are comparing the TaylorMade P790, just being released a couple of months ago, against the popular Ping I530. So two very popular clubs in this player's distance category. We know this is becoming a very popular category, and the clubs are aiming to get a combination of various things. So they're trying to get the looks of a player's irons, or something that you like to look at, and the feel, but then it's also trying to give you that speed, that distance, and that forgiveness. And they're the 5 categories we are going to be looking at: looks, feel, ball speed, distance, and dispersion. Okay, so we're asking a lot of this type of club, but these are my best 2 selling clubs. Now, kicking us off, looks wise, well, I would say from this playing position, I probably prefer the TaylorMade. It's just, to my eye, it's just ever so slightly smaller. And again, remember what type of golfer you are. If you are perhaps a mid-teen golfer and you're wanting something better looking, then actually you might like the look of this Ping I530, because it is a bit more inviting, slightly bigger footprint, slightly thicker top line. If you're maybe a lower handicap golfer wanting a bit more distance, I would think you would prefer that TaylorMade P790. So first point goes to the P790 from a looks point of view, but it is all about performance. We're going to talk a little bit about the tech as well, but the tech is generally the same. They're a hollow bodied club, both forged face, both trying to balance looks, feel, and obviously the all important distance. Okay, so let's kick off with the TaylorMade. If you haven't seen my recent review on the P790, do check that out. This shows you more in-depth tech around this kind of new design, if you like. This is the 5th iteration of the P790. We know how popular it has been, and my general feeling is from behind, I think it looks really, really good. Playing position looks great, and from a tech standpoint, they've tried to make the sweet spot a little bit bigger. They've continued with this through slot speed pocket, still got the SpeedFoam air. So lots of continued technology, but they're just trying to make it that little bit better every time. Okay, so just going to hit 6 shots with each club. So that was quite a bit off the toe. Okay, and again, if you are looking at this type of club, I would imagine you do need that little bit of forgiveness. So let's keep an eye on those numbers. 169 carry there. Spin number was quite low there. Granted, the strike wasn't great. Let's keep an eye on that. I felt great. Really good. Yeah, some good numbers there. 125 ball speed. Good carry there. 186. And nice and straight. Nice little draw. I would say this P790 has been my best selling club last year in the previous model. There's already been a lot of interest around this new model. I think TaylorMade have built that kind of loyalty around this club, and they know how good it is. Yeah, good again. That felt just a groove or 2 low, but again, decent distance. And again, just a reminder, this is 30 degrees. The Ping's 29 degrees, slightly stronger. So it's pretty strong, loft-wise. Yeah, bit better spin number there. Yeah, it feels great. You know, every time I hit this club, it feels great, you know. I don't always like to talk about handicaps, but I think it's good for you to give you a bit of a guide. I know every golfer is different, but, you know, I would say you could get a low handicap using this, 2, 3, 4 handicap, and then it's probably going to go up to probably mid-teens, I would say. You do get the odd 18 handicapper, for example, that, you know, may have a poor short game, and they probably hit the ball well enough to use this type of club, but generally, it is a broad range of golfers. I felt good again. Yeah, really nice. And what I'm seeing, you know, the more I try this club is, you know, that downrange dispersion is really tight. You know, good hit there, 188 carry. A little worried about that spin number. I think we need to keep an eye on that. The spin's a touch on that low side. We would expect that with the stronger loft, but it is a bit on the low side. Felt great. Yeah, really good. So out of those 6 shots, I'd say 3 were absolutely flushed. 1 off the toe and a couple off the bottom. So that's probably a decent kind of variety of strikes. But all in all, felt great. Spin number a little bit on the low side. But all in all, I do think TaylorMade have done a great job. Okay, so now into this Ping I530. Again, being a very popular golf club in this player's distance category. I think it's great. You know, if you remember that i525, the previous model, they have made a big improvement on the looks. I do really like the look of it. And yeah, general testing's been very good. And as I said, been super popular with a lot of our members. So again, if you remember, for me, the TaylorMade look better. The first couple of shots now, I'm going to give you my feeling on which one felt the best. Pretty good. And one thing Ping have done is that they've continued with these micromax grooves. They've got 4 extra grooves, and that's all about controlling that spin number. I think they found in previous generations less grooves, it doesn't spin as much. So just trying to almost match that power that it's giving us with it getting a bit more spin, just to help you control that flight a little bit more. Pretty good. Just a little push, but again, felt good. Yeah, interesting actually. Feel is difficult to say. Yeah, so hard to judge the feel actually. I'm actually going to give it to Ping. I don't think there's a lot in it, but I do think this feels a lot better than what I remember. I almost felt like it was going to be hollow, but it really isn't. You know, it just feels actually quite soft. Again, it is a forged face, remember. Really good hit, 188, and I think the longest TaylorMade was 188. So I think from a performance point of view, this is going to be very similar, certainly so far anyway. Quite a bit off the bottom, that one, 175. So actually the drop off was okay there. You know, the drop off with the TaylorMade was 168, I think, if I remember. But I would kind of expect that from this because it does feel a bit bigger. You know, if you're not quite sure whether you're going to be in this category, well, this definitely feels bigger, slightly easier to hit. Yeah, felt really good. Really, really nice. Okay, so that's 6 shots with each club. I don't think there's going to be a lot in it. You know, my gut instinct, and maybe the Ping was better, but honestly, I think it's going to be very close. Let's first of all take a look at that dispersion. Okay, so looking at the dispersion, we can see there, you know, there's not a lot in it, is there? You know, you look at the depth of it from front to back, nothing in it. Side to side, you'd probably argue the P790 is better. So we're probably going to give the point to the P790, but if we're being totally honest, there's not a lot in it. There's probably that one miss to the right with the Ping that's maybe just making that circle a bit bigger, but there's very little in that. Let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, so looking at the numbers here, club speed almost identical. So we've got the i530 at the top, P790 at the bottom, 87.5, 87.4. So that's good because it means I'm swinging it the same with both clubs. 124.1 ball speed compared to 123.5 ball speed. So that is a point to the Ping. Okay, so we're 2-2 at the moment. Smash very similar. Launch a bit lower with the TaylorMade, which is quite interesting because remember the Ping here at 29 degrees, but it's actually launching a bit higher. Spin number, very similar, a little bit more with the Ping. Height, again, a bit higher with the Ping, that's very interesting. And then our final number, if you look at the carry there with the i530, 182.8 for 192.7 and 181.9 for 193.3. So I'm going to give this a draw. There's really nothing in it at all. So in conclusion, guys, it's a dead heat. Both very, very good irons in this player's distance category. If you are interested, definitely check these out. 2 fantastic golf clubs.